Okay, everybody, we're starting a new chapter. This would be chapter 6.3 here. Adding and subtracting rational expressions. And once again, we relate those back to fractions. But we'll start with this. Determine the lowest common multiple. Because we're going to be using lowest common denominator. We did better figure out what lowest common multiple is. The lowest common multiple is the number or expression that two smaller expressions can divide evenly into. So for instance, the lowest common multiple between 3, if you recall, let's write down the multiples of 2 and 3. For 2, 4, 6, 8. The multiples of 3, 6, 9, 12, ... The lowest number that both 2 and 3 divide evenly into is 6. So how about between 3 numbers? 3, 6, and 9. Well, 3, 6, 9, 12, ... 15, 18, 6, the multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24. And the multiples of 9. 9, 18, 27. The lowest number that all 3 divide evenly into is 18. So the lowest common multiple between 3, 6, and 9 is 18. Now how about this? How about between 14 and 21? 14, 28, what's the next one? 42. For 21, we got 21, 42. Ah, we spotted it. We spotted the lowest common multiple there. Now how about these ones? Between 3, 9, and 27. Well, the lowest common multiple is actually going to be 27. It's the lowest number that all 3 of these divide evenly into. But if you look at these numbers, you can write them a little differently. 3, that can be written as 3 to the power of 1. 9, that can be written as 3 to the power of 2. And 27, that can be written as 3 to the power of 3. The lowest common multiple is the one that has the highest exponent. Well, we can, the bases are the same, the one that has the highest exponent. Well, here we have the bases that are the same, A, and A. The lowest common multiple between all 3 is the one with the lowest exponent. The lowest common multiple equals A to the power of 3. It's the lowest expression that A to the power 2, and A to the power 3 divide evenly into. Take both those together. What's the lowest common multiple between 3a squared and 27a cubed? Well, between 3 and 27, 27, that can be written as 3 to the power of 3. It's 27, and between a squared and a to the power of 3, it's the one with the highest exponent, a to the power of 3. So we got our lowest common multiple there. Now we'll use that when we're going to be adding and subtracting rational expressions. We know when we add and subtract fractions, we need the lowest common denominator. Well, we're going to need to find the lowest common denominator with rational expressions as well. Okay, so if you recall, adding and subtracting fractions, we're going to relate that to adding and subtracting rational expressions. Two fractions, two rational numbers separated by an addition sign. 2/3 plus 4 over 5. Well, if you recall, we need to come up with equivalent fractions that have the same denominator. What's the lowest common denominator, the LCD? It's a combination of multiplying the 3 and 5. It's the lowest common multiple between 3 and 5, which is 3 times 5, which is 15. So we need to come up with common equivalent fractions that have 15 in the denominator. Well, what do you have to multiply to 3 to get to 15? I think it's 5. So we'll multiply top and bottom by 5. 5 times 2, that's 10. And 5 times 3 is 15. 5 over 5, that's equal to 1. And when you multiply anything by 1, you're not changing its value. The numbers are different, but the value is the same. 2/3 is equal to 10 over 15. Now, what do you have to multiply to 5 to get to 15? We have to multiply 3. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by 3 here. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 3 is 15. Now that we have common denominators, if you recall adding fractions, add the numerators, 10 plus 12, all over the one denominator. What's 10 plus 12? That's 22. 22 over 15. We've added the two fractions together. Can we reduce this fraction? Nope, that's as far as it goes. Okay, same idea here. Rational expressions. Find the non-permissible value. X cannot equal 0 in this case. What's the lowest common denominator? Well, it's the lowest common multiple between 3x and 15x, or 5x. Well, the lowest common multiple between 3 and 5, that's 15. And between x and x, the exponents are the same. So we have 15x. All right. Rewrite each as a fraction with a common denominator of 15x. Well, what do we got to multiply to 3x to get to 15x? Times 5 over 5. 5 times 2 is 10. And what do we have to multiply to 5x to get to 15? It's like we did over there, 3 over 3. We have 12 over 15x plus, 12 over 15x plus 10 over 15x. Add the two numerators together, we end up with 22 over 15x. All right, that's a little